Nice.
Ooh.
I've been digging
Oh,
it.
they released the Switch Mini recently. I see it, but is that
Oh,
just for like not? I think that's just for non-Nintendo games, right?
Oh yeah, the Direct Mini. That was only
Yeah.
like 3 things. It was kind of lame.
I missed that direct.
Yeah, I'm late on my Switch game, and I really want to get a Switch.
All right. So, welcome everybody to our New York Society of Play stream, our weekly stream. This is week dose, so you know, twice as long as a lot of D&D streams. But yeah, just a bit of a recap. Last time, you guys encountered Flip and helped him get paid fairly and did some good work around the village of Phandalin. So that is where we are going to start you guys today. I'm going to assume that a little bit of time has passed and that you guys are going to have a bit of downtime in a little bit. But first, I remember that you guys said you wanted to go to the Sleeping Giant.
Yes, for
Nice.
a bite and a drink.
Yes. All right. So you guys are heading down Main Street to the tavern. There are 2 taverns in this town. One is the Sleeping Giant. One is the, what is it called? The Stonehill Inn. Yes, that's what it's called. The Stonehill Inn seems to be a very on the up and up establishment. It's usually pretty full, often of miners and adventurers like yourselves. And the Giant, what's it called?
Sleeping
Giant, yes. The Sleeping Giant is a little bit more of a vacant establishment that has furtive types hanging around about the outside often. Now, as you guys are heading down the main street, you see the door of the Sleeping Giant fly open, and 2 people, 2 very muscular-looking people who are armed, drag a cloaked figure out onto the street and throw him out. And one of them says, "Tell that boss of yours we don't want nothing to do with either of you. Now get!" And he slams the door, and a bunch of the people who are loitering out front of the inn, they chuckle at him a bit and they sort of leer at him. And you can tell that this cloaked figure is a little bit taller. It's not flip-sized. But they are drawing their hood very tightly around themselves and their cloak very tightly around themselves as if to protect themselves. What do you guys do? The street is pretty crowded.
I immediately go over and I say, looks like you got yourself in a bit of trouble there. And I extend my dirty, dirty hand.
He sort of recoils from you, sort of wrapping the cloak further around himself. And he says, "I won't suffer this humiliation. I'll be back. And when I do, you probably shouldn't be around because you seem like a perfectly nice person." He's not, you can't see his face. He's not looking up. He's actually taking quite a concerted effort to not look up. But under his hood, you see the glint of a red eye.
It's like a humanoid size?
It is very much a humanoid.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, Ominari, why don't you roll an insight check?
Yes.
With advantage.
Don't seem to have the rose link, actually.
Oh, the rolls link. I will give it to you guys. Copy, and here it is in the chat.
My bad.
No, you're good.
Insight with disadvantage, you say?
With advantage.
Oh, with advantage. Even better. My insight is -1, so this should be fun to see. 12.
All right, yes. This person seems to be elvish. You can tell that there are like little points where they're underneath the hood, where pointy ears would be.
I say, go up to him and say, come now, brother. You're in good company here.
All right. He looks up at you. He doesn't look up at you, but he appears to be like trying to like take you in. And he's just like, "I need not your help, topsider." And he pulls his cloak further around himself, and he makes a dash towards the forest that borders the town of Phandalin. The same forest that you guys traveled through just the other day.
You see, Zane, sometimes you will offer your help to those who don't want it, but it doesn't mean that it was a bad thing to offer it in the first place. We all need a little help now and then, and pride gets the best of all of us.
Great. As the guy runs off, all of the sort of loiterers at the front of the sleeping giant, they all start like laying out like loud, raucous laughter as if to sort of mock him in his retreat. Now, Tunguska and Zane. Zane, did you go up with Ominari, or are you hanging back?
No, in fact, I'm already in the restaurant. I don't want to deal with it.
All right, very nice. What about you, Tunguska?
I follow Zane. He's
Okay.
cool.
I know.
All right, very nice. Agatha and Ominari. What about you guys? What do? You see that Zane and Tunguska have already entered the tavern.
Looks like they're going in for a pint already.
Ah,
Now I'm
well,
gonna go and catch them.
I won't be the last. Oh, I look around and I'm all alone.
Gone.
I guess I'm
Yeah.
the last.
There's an older woman, a human who is, maybe only a fraction of your years, but in the same stage of their life. She says, "Well, I wouldn't go in there if I were you, handsome. There are some pretty rough types hanging around there."
Oh, well, I think I could stand to loiter for a minute then.
Great. And then she says, as a matter of fact, and then she writes down like a house number. There are only like 30 houses in this town. So she writes down like the number 27. She says,
Oh, 27.
"You seem to be the adventuring type. If you would like to do some honest work, I suggest you and your friends see me just a bit later. Maybe after you've faded from the memory of these goons." And
I will
she
reach out my hand to give her a kiss on the hand
ooh.
and say, "You can count on it."
And you see she's wearing a gold bracelet. She brings her hand to her mouth in embarrassment. That has a very odd looking charm on it. I'll allow you to roll another insight check, not with advantage this time.
Okay, sure. 2.
2. All right. Yeah, you've never seen this insignia in your life.
I'm
do
a little
you-
distracted, I believe. So,
Do you join your comrades?
yes, I do. I say we'll meet again soon, I hope.
She says, "As do I." She says, "Be careful in there," and she walks off. So, as you guys head in, this establishment's a lot. It's like a seedy TARDIS. It's a lot seedier on the inside than it is on the outside.
Nice.
But there is somebody at like an old out of tune piano. They're like playing saloon tunes, like a mix between saloon tunes and Star Wars cantina music. And there are a lot of people all wearing sort of who are all wearing orange armbands, and like headbands and bandanas, and everyone is adorned in a piece of orange cloth. And as you guys enter, do you guys head to a bar, or do you head to the bar? Or do you head to a table?
I want to head to the bar.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll follow.
Okay. Cool.
I follow
asked-
the following.
Well, I asked did we get paid last mission? Because I realized I have 0 gold.
Ah, yes, you all did. You got paid 1,000 gold apiece.
Oh, then I'm going to buy around for everybody.
All right, great. So you expect to hear a cheer, but everyone just turns to kind of look at you. And then
I'll cheer.
the bartender,
Yeah.
and then somebody in the corner is just like, "Where's your manners, boys? This fine person's buying us around. Give her a cheer, won't you?" And then they're all like, "Hooray!" And then
No, don't worry.
they all take their cheap ale. This is all very cheap. It's almost what one would describe as swill. And they they all take their tankards and they all give you a half-hearted little salute, but they are all paying a good amount of attention to you.
Oh yeah, I bet so. I'm just glad to make a big group of friends. A whole lot of friends.
Yes.
They
Yes,
seem
quite
like the friendly bunch, don't you
quite a
think?
lot of friends. Now, Zane,
Yes.
what about you? You've sidled up to the bar.
Yes.
Did you order the same swill as everybody else? What do you
No.
do?
I'm going to ask for a glass of their finest wine.
All right. So you ask for you ask for a glass of their finest wine, and from somewhere behind you, you hear an "Ooh,
Turn
I
around
drink wine."
and I say, "Hey, nobody asked you." Gosh.
You see, you see, like right behind you are 4 people playing cards at a table, and they're just kind of like snickering. And then you feel a hand on your cloak.
I'm gonna immediately swivel around and say, "Hey,
This
hands off the
cashmere
cloak."
boy.
Yes, and it is none of your concern.
Cashmere's quite nice. It's a nice fabric. I'm a bit of a fabric connoisseur, you see.
Oh, well, perhaps we'll get along fine then.
And he says, "Perhaps we will." All right, and now Tunguska, what about you? How are you? What's your?
I go up to the bar and I say to the bartender, I want a nice big mug of milk.
And then the guy looks like he's about to like make a wry comment at your order, but he thinks better of it, seeing your gold capped tusks and just your complete lack of shame in ordering a glass of milk at a tavern. He's just like,
And I lean into him and I
Right
say,
away.
is that not a very tough drink to order? Does that make me look less tough to order milk?
And he says, "No, you're just fine, my good
Here,
sir."
wait, I got an idea here. I like a nice big mug of milk and put a human hair in it.
He says, "That can be arranged." He plucks a hair from his mustache and just kind of drops it in there, lets it float at the top.
See, that was tougher. You're scared of me now.
All right. Now, Ominari,
Yes.
yes. Do you head into the Sleeping Giant?
Oh, yes, indeed. And I am quite interested in this card game that is brewing around.
Yes. It's a very, very simple card game. You actually recognize it at a distance. This is a game that you haven't played in many a decade. Known as it's known as many things in many towns, but really, it's. Do you guys know the card game BS?
Yeah.
It's they're playing that.
Ah, interesting.
Yes. So they are all very furtively putting stacks of cards face down on the table, and after like a good 3 or 4 rounds, there's someone just like, "You ain't got 3 threes, you liar! Flip them up!" And he flips 3 threes off the top of the deck, and everyone else is like, "Oh, pick it up! Pick up the stack!" And he like throws some gold towards the other 3, and he grumbles as he picks up the stack of cards in the middle of the table. You can tell that everyone in this bar seems to know each other except for you guys. Do you head to your friends? Do you partake in the game?
Yeah, I think Ominari would be a little distracted by this game. He has kind of a weakness for gambling. So I'm going to head over and say, why don't we up the stakes a bit? Play a real game.
Okay. So as they all look at you, one of them like fingers his scabbard, and then the other one like puts his hand on his arm, and he's like, up. This is a guest. Hello, guest. We're
Yes,
playing
hello.
a simple game. Do you know the rules, or would you like us to explain them to you, seeing as you are obviously from out of town?
Shuffle up and deal.
All right, and then everyone else at the table goes, "Ooh," and then they pull out an empty chair. So you guys, Zane, you see that your grunkle is playing cards with some of these roughneck-looking types.
Oh, great. Excuse me 1 second. I'm loving our talk of the finer fabrics. But my great uncle is getting into some trouble over there. I'll be right back. Please, just a moment.
He says,
I'm
"Oh
gonna go
no,
over.
you don't want to go over there. That's serious business."
I'm gonna say, no, I do. Just for a moment. I'll be back.
And he's
And I'm
like,
going to.
All right. So, Agatha, roll a perception check for me, please, and Tunguska as well.
Oh boy, would I?
Uh-oh.
9.
Okay, cool. So you're having a great time at the tavern.
Great.
Ryan, you're noticing that Agatha did not stow her bag of gold from her last mission, and everyone in the tavern is eyeing it quite intently. Even the people at the card table are looking up over their fanned hands of cards, trying to work an angle on how they could get like that big fat bag of gold.
Is it just like hanging off of her belt or something?
Agatha, your
yeah?
Bagatha is showing.
Oh, do I have something on me?
Well, you're about not to, but yes.
Oh, you mean this bag of gold?
Yes, the giant bag of gold.
Oh
There-
yeah, the lot of gold that we got. Yeah,
Like
from our last.
1,000 gold in there.
Yeah, there's 1,000 gold in there. I mean,
I
not
got like
anymore,
1,000
because
gold
I
in
bought all
mine too.
because I bought all our orange friends a drink, and I'm happy to buy another. But I'm
Yeah, we
probably
should
gonna.
keep those secrets so people don't think they can steal them. That would be awkward at best.
Oh, that would probably be a bad idea if we let the whole tavern know that I had 1,000 gold in
Let's
this.
hide them.
gold
Let's hide our bags of gold right here. I'll
Oh,
put
good
mine
idea.
right here. I'll put mine up under my helmet. Okay. That's a great idea.
That's a good idea. Good thing nobody knows about it.
Thanks, Agatha. Good
Great.
idea.
Now, Zane, you hear this loud exchange going on between your two companions, and you make your way across the bar to Ominari. And Ominari, could you roll a charisma check for me with advantage?
Just charisma.
Charisma. If you have the saving, just charisma.
Yes, charisma. Okay, yes. This one. With advantage, you said?
Yes.
So a non-natural 20.
Very nice. You have fleeced these people of about half of their earnings. Their piles of gold are looking much smaller than they were when you came to the table, and they're all feeling very sour about it.
Yes, easy come, easy go. That's the nature of the game, is it not? Another hand, another hand.
All right. So you can feel the tension at this table, Zane, as you walk over and you see your uncle's massive winnings. Are you a gambling man?
Me? No, I am not. I detest it. In fact, I think it's a waste of time and of money. So I'm going to go up to my my great uncle and I'm going to put a hand on his shoulder and kind of look at everyone around the table and then whisper to him. I'm going to say, Uncle, I have a bad feeling about the people in here. I'm starting to get the sense that we're not wanted. I think we should take our leave.
Learn to trust, young man. Learn to trust. Just
right.
two more hands. Then we'll be done.
I wander over. Kanduska and puts his hand on Ominari's shoulder and thinks, "You got to know when to hold him. You got to know when to fold him. You got to know when to walk away. You got to know when to run."
Oh yes.
Oh,
I'm
did he
not
count your
folding
money
this
while you're
one.
sitting at the table?
No, when the dealing's done.
And an RPG menu shows up with hold 'em, fold 'em, walk away, and run.
Yeah. Zane is going to grumpily walk back to the bar and fold his arms over and go, "Yeah, stupid old man." And then just get a glass of water.
Great. All right. So, the person who initially sort of roped you into this game, Ominari, was just like, you wouldn't by chance happen to be a magic user now, would you? Or are you just using that stuff to correct your arthritis?
He's a great magic user. You should see some of the stuff he can do. He can make people see things that aren't there. He can make things move. He can do crazy things. You have no idea. He's amazing. You should
Orcs.
hire him.
Orcs, am I right?
Roll
Tunguska?
deception with disadvantage.
Oh my. Oh my.
So, Agatha, are you buying another round for your friends? Are you deep in your
Oh yeah,
tankard?
I
What are you
imagine I'm
doing?
coming over with a few pints for everybody who's now at the table.
Oh, just like
Although I do ask the bartender, I say, I don't know if we walked into a party. I'd be happy to go and get something, but I noticed there's a lot of orange going on here. Should I go get some paint? I feel mighty out of place.
and he is just his face has hardened, and he is just sort of like cleaning mug after mug with like his old filthy rag and just like laying them down on the counter with like a plunk, and he's just eyeing you and not saying much, and he's just like pouring you your ales. The person at Ominari's table is,
Yeah, I rolled
what
an
did you roll
11.
there, Ominari?
11.
11.
Disadvantage, yep.
Great. So he's just
Orcs.
like, We don't take kindly to cheaters, especially magic ones. And then
Oh,
he's
well.
like, oi, boss, this one's trying to make a fool out of us. And then the guy in the corner is just like, well, I must say I'm disappointed, adventurers. We've shown you some level of hospitality, allowing you into our private establishment. And he says, now, what do you have to say for yourselves?
Well, we could settle this with some boxing if you prefer. Or we can do another hand. It's up to you.
He says, no, not you. I can see now by your countenance that you are a magic user. We don't take kindly to magic users in gambling. Have one of your other friends represent you if you want to reclaim your honor.
Why don't you decide amongst yourselves? Because you all look very eager to defend this. And that sounds great. I'll just sit back with a drink and just try to get my winnings off the table just quickly. Well, no one's.
So as you reach your hand for the winnings, the guy jams his dagger down on the table right in front of him. He's like, not until your party's won fair and square.
I take my axe and I jam my axe on the table.
Him. He's my champion.
Is this how we're doing this? Everybody else, put your weapon in.
Oh, it seems like it. Yeah, we're putting it on the table now. Yeah.
Great. Now, Wit, you notice your buddy, Mr. Cashmere,
Yes.
sneaking up behind you. You don't even need to roll a check because he's terrible at sneaking. But he seems to think, since you guys are squabbling over who gets to play this hand, that this would be a great time to make a swipe at that 1,000 gold you just earned.
At my okay. So I'm going to if I've noticed him without even turning around, I'm going to say, you better not do what I think you're going to do.
He says,
it's going to turn
I
out very
just want
bad.
to touch your cloak. It's Cashmere.
I'm going to turn around and I'm going to put a finger in his face. I'm going to say, hey, I'm very serious about one thing, and that is no touching my cloak. Do you understand? I'm going to wag my finger in his face.
Great. Let me just make a quick roll here. My rolls got lost in the tabs. Okay.
Awesome sauce.
Do 20 plus 3.
Sounds like a country song.
Great. So as you turn around to talk to him, you hear a rustling of feet behind you, in fact. And somebody tries to make a swipe at the gold. Not him, an accomplice of his. He misses because he is, again, terrible in the art of subtlety. But, Zane, you can tell that people are trying to swipe your money.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm going to stand up and dust off my cloak and very calmly walk over to Ominari. And I'm going to once again put my hand on her shoulder, and I'm going to say, okay, now it is really time to go.
Yes, unfortunately, I don't think they're going to let us leave until Tunguska kicks some booty, as the kids call it.
What?
Booty kicking, my favorite.
I lean into Zane and try to whisper just to him. I think they may have seen me casting some illusions on the cards.
Can I see if I hear this?
Do I hear this too?
You're gonna have to make a yeah, you guys both hear it. Yeah, absolutely.
I yell back. I say, "They didn't see you losing spells. This is all about us now. Let's go. Who's with me?"
Great.
It
So
seems
as
they're
you
defending my
say, who's with me? Everyone in the bar kind of draws their short swords in unison. There are about 14 bandits all told in this bar, and a couple of them sort of edge towards the only exit that you guys are aware of.
Listen. We can all be friends. If it makes you feel better, Ominari, if it makes you feel better, I have a spell that allows us to only tell the truth. So we can tell you all ourselves. Why is there something in your eye? You're shaking your head. Oh, well,
I almost definitely didn't cheat, so why would I be afraid of a truth spell?
Yes. No reason to do that. We're all telling the truth anyways.
Great.
Let's
Yes,
play
we
the
would-
hokey pokey.
And the guy in the corner is just like, No, the dwarf is right. There's no reason we can't be friends, even after all this. Of course, you're going to have to do something to restore our faith in you. If you're interested, any sort of just half-heartedly gestures you guys over to his table in the corner.
Into the belly of the beast, I suppose. I'm just gonna walk over there.
I want to fight.
And then you
It's
hear a guy
okay, Tunguska, another time.
you hear a guy behind you like, yeah, you want to fight? Well, I've been looking for a tussle all day. You see like somebody who's easily 2 feet taller than the rest of the crew, maybe half ogre, but he's like right behind you. He's like menacing you. He like has like his fist, his boulder-sized fist that he's pounding into his other hand, and he's just like, we have a tussling circle outside for just that, if you're interested, Greenie.
I find tussling circles to be inconvenient, and unfortunately, they tend to pen in my other instincts. But we can do it here. I punch him in the face.
Oh, nice. All right. So, yeah, roll that attack.
I am +6 to hit.
Yep.
16.
Great. You bop him in the nose. Roll damage.
That is going to be just a straight up 7 hit points. It's just a straight damage.
Oh, it's straight damage? Great. He
points.
holds his nose. He's like, oh, that's not how we do it here.
And I say, you put your right fist in, you put your right fist out.
Great. And then the leader in the corner of the room who was beckoning you over, just like, never mind, waste him. And everybody takes out their short swords and starts charging towards you guys. There are about 10 of them all in like a big wave. I'm going to say, Tunguska, you've bopped one of them in the nose. Zane, I would say that you're the quickest to act. What do you do?
Well, what time of day is it, if I may ask?
It is, it's right before sunset. It's like twilight-ish.
Okay, all right. So it's still kind of bright outside.
Yeah.
All right. So then in that case, I'm going to, after seeing Tunguska punch this guy in the face, I'm gonna look both ways and try to find a good hiding spot where I can get a little sneaky.
Okay, great. There is, you can roll a perception check.
Cool. So that is +5. Oh, yes. 21.
21. Very nice. You see that there is a kitchen behind the bar. The lights are off. You have not seen any real food come out of there. It appears to be in not infrequent use. The person who was playing the piano has also drawn their short sword and is joining in on the attack. And there is a bit of space behind this very large piano. There is a walk-in closet where people have hung their cloaks and other, things that are a bit too cumbersome to carry around a bar. Mm-hmm. And of course, there is the door.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll go try to hide in this closet.
Okay, great.
And while I'm there, I'll just take a look at the contents of pockets and how nice the fabrics are. If there's anything particularly nice, I'll take it.
Cool. So you look through the pockets. You find I'm going to say 30 gold. You find quite a nice dagger, a silver dagger, in fact.
Ah.
Yes. And you find a letter written in Dwarvish.
All right, I'll pocket all of this and then just maintain my hiding spot, looking for the right moment to strike.
Okay. So, Agatha, what do you do as these people charge towards you?
Turn to Ominari and I say, it looks like you got us in a right bit of trouble, old man. And I clap him on the back with my dirty, dirty hand and I cast a Shield of Faith. You get a +2 to your AC.
Oh,
Great.
Fantastic.
So, one of them tries to catch you, Agatha. They're going to make an attack roll. They lunge at you. This is one of the people that was at the table with Ominari. They lunge at you with their short sword. This is the first and the bravest of the bandits. He rolls a 16. Does he hit you?
No.
Okay, great. So
I'm wearing steel plate.
he lunges at you, and you sort of very breezily sidestep him as he stumbles forward like a kung fu movie style. And 2 more of them try to attack Tunguska in revenge for bopping their big friend in the nose. Sucker punching him, one might say. Okay. Great. Does a 17 hit?
Little bit. Ow!
Great. So you're fighting off two of these guys at once, right? They're trying to like back you off away from the rest of your friends because they're a little bit more threatened by you than the rest of your party. One of them manages to nick you with his sword. He is going to deal just 3 damage. He cut you on your forearm. You barely feel it. Now, what do you do in retaliation?
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry and I'm raging and I'm done with this nonsense. I'm going to take their heads and attack them with each other with their heads and their faces and just hit their faces.
Make 2 grapple checks. We're going to call them strength checks. Strength saving throws.
+6. All right.
Nice.
20, 24.
Oh, very nice. So you take each of them by the head and you just bump them together. Roll a d12 of damage.
4.
Great.
And make them all about.
Great. Do you keep hold of them or do you discard them to the floor?
No, I'm using them as puppets now.
Oh, you're using. Great. Awesome. So, Omanari, this takes you back.
Ah, yes. Just like the good old days.
Used to be a bit of a troublemaker and a bit of a tavern fighter, it says here on your sheet. So
Yes.
What do you do? Are you reveling in this? Are you gonna get out
Just
of
for
there?
the sake of the good old days, I am going to punch one in the face.
Very nice. Just for funsies. Make an unarmed attack.
All right. I'm going to use one of my portents to roll an 11 plus 3, 14.
Okay, great. Yeah, the person that initially goaded you over to the game, you clock him one in the jaw, dealing him, 3 damage for you, too?
I actually have the brawler feat, so I get to roll a d4.
Very nice.
So 2.
Okay, great. So he sort of reels back in his chair a little bit, right?
And then I'm going to use my bonus action for my grapple feat to attempt or my tavern brawler feat to attempt a grapple on him after I get a successful strike.
Very nice. Yeah.
So as he's
definitely
reeling back,
stunned
I'm going to
enough for
jump
you
in
be
and
able to do that.
try to get him.
Awesome. Roll for it. I believe that's an athletics check.
Okay, and then for athletics, actually get a +3 to that. Let's use the portent again. My second portent is also 11, so 14.
All right, great. What kind of grapple do you put him in?
I'm going to say it's like a headlock.
Very nice.
He's like reeling
Great.
back. I put my arm around him and then like kind of brace it with my staff.
Great. So, Zane, from your
Yes.
vantage point inside the closet, you see that this is sort of devolved into a mass melee. The guy in the corner, the guy who's large and in charge,
Yeah.
nods at 3 people who have not yet engaged in the combat, and they all run into the kitchen.
Right.
What do you do, Zane?
I'm going to try to use the chaos of this brawl to make my way to the leader guy.
Oh, he's all the way on the other side of the tavern.
Oh, I see. All right. So then I'll make my way into the kitchen to see what they're doing in there.
Very nice. I'm going to have you roll a stealth check.
Okay. 19.
Great. So you slink your way through this combat. You just kind of like skirt around the edges of the room.
Yeah.
You sidestep somebody who has been thrown by Tunguska,
Right.
or who's being flailed around by Tunguska. His flailing legs just narrowly miss the moneymaker. And
Sorry, Zane.
Oh.
great. And you head on back to the back kitchen. There you see these 3, and they've opened a chest and they're standing around it. And they appear to be picking and choosing things inside the chest. They appear to be bickering slightly, not too much.
All right. So then I'll analyze the situation for a second, and then I'm going to take out. Let's see. I have some daggers, I think. So I think I'm gonna try to throw a dagger to like knock down some pots or pans or something on the other side of the room.
Great. So as you do that, they all jolt over and like instinctively look at the noise. In moving away from the box, you see that it has a couple of wands inside.
Okay, I'll as quickly as I can dart out, grab anything I can from the chest, and then try to find a hiding spot again.
Okay, so as you dart towards the chest, all three of them, well, they're still near the chest. Would you still like to dart towards?
Oh, right, I see. Okay, then I guess I'll just try to take them out. I'll sneak and I'll sneak attack one of them.
Great. All right, so I'll allow you to go ahead and roll an attack on that.
Okay.
You take advantage of this momentary lapse in their diligence to jump on him and shank him.
Okay, so with advantage, right? 13.
Wonderful. All right, so yeah, you stab one of them in the back. He lets out like a wail. I'll allow you to roll damage there.
Okay, with sneak attack, so that's a d6 plus 5. So that's 6 damage, and then 16 sneak attack damage.
All right,
so that's...
no, he doesn't have time to wail. You straight up just like completely disembowel this guy from the back.
Yep.
Went a little overboard maybe, but maybe you don't know your own strength.
In the other room, you hear echoing, "That's what it's all about."
Great. So you guys are, so the other two appear to dive for the wands in the box.
Okay.
What do you do there?
I'm going to once again point my finger, my most powerful weapon, and I'm gonna say, hey, you two, did you see what I just did to your friend? Stop moving right now, unless you want that to happen to
with
you.
advantage.
Okay. Plus 3. With advantage, 22.
All right. Very nice. So they both sort of like back away slowly, hands sort of raised, like, come on now. We don't want any trouble to that degree. Just tone it down a bit there.
Is there like a door or a window in this kitchen?
Yeah, there is a back exit where they discard trash and what have you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say, okay, leave right now. Just run away. You don't want anything to do with this.
Great. They they look at each other and they just they look back towards their the front room where their boss is with like a pale look of like complete and total fear on their faces. They just kind of run out the back, leaving you with a box, a sandalwood box with 2 wands in it.
Lovely.
Yes. Assuming you don't know what they do you head back to the fray?
Yep, I'll just tuck that into my cloak, assuming it's small enough, and then stealth back into whatever areas beyond the kitchen.
Great. So you guys are realizing more and more as time goes on that these bandits are hardly a match for you. These guys are like small-time bandits that you would have had trouble with when you first started out adventuring. Why don't you guys paint me a little picture of the havoc that you're wreaking upon them and their establishment?
I'm like giving directions to the one that I have headlocked about how he's not using good technique to get out of the headlock. And I'm like instructing him on like, no, use your legs. Yeah, that's it. Oh, come on. You can do better than that. No, stop using your neck.
Very nice. All right. And what about Agatha?
I would like to suggest to Tunguska is I'm rather small and you're rather big. And I think it would be a good idea if I went on top of where you are and took my big warhammer and spun it around in a circle. And then we could make it like a little whirlwind of death.
Yeah, like a melee master blaster thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Absolutely.
I drop the 4 guys I'm holding by their legs on the ground, and I said, "Boom!" on their heads, and they go, "That sounds like a great idea." And I put her on my shoulders.
Yeah, and I'm just whirling around like this whirlwind of death.
And I'm
Beautiful.
whirling too, and I say you're sorry! Say you're sorry for being rude to my friend! Say you're sorry!
Here's the thing. The people in your hands are long since passed out, so they're not saying sorry.
I don't think they're gonna say sorry, Tunguska.
It's the principle of the thing, though.
All right. And Ominari, what about so actually everyone you see the you hear the boss. It's like, enough. Cut it out. You've won. I'll give you all anything you want if you leave my men at least somewhat intact. A gang leader without his gang is hardly a gang leader at all. As a matter of fact, I've been thinking while you've been beating the tar out of my men over here, and I think you're just the people for something of a high-profile job that I can't trust to these buffoons.
Oh, you're in a gang. You know, this makes a lot more sense.
Oh,
The
I feel
matching
like we should have
colors.
noticed
I
that.
should have seen it. I thought there was some kind of party.
It's been some time since I've been in the criminal underworld. That makes more sense now, yes.
This
He
feels
says,
like
he says, now, as you've noticed, my cohorts are a little bit hot-blooded, as you see. Especially that one with all the blood pouring out of his face over there. But I feel they may have treated a guest that came in here rather rudely. You might have seen him get thrown out of here earlier. He belongs to a criminal organization that we want nothing to do with. They're from the Underdark. They deal in things that we want nothing to do with.
Underdark? What's the Underdark?
It's kind of dark and it's under the ground, so they call it the Underdark Tungus.
Like ants?
Yes, like ants,
Hmm.
but
Really
worse.
scary.
Like ants, but worse.
I don't like ants.
We get a lot of metal from there in the mountains.
Great. And he says, well, I don't want him going back to his boss and telling him how he was treated over here. I'm not afraid of one little drow assassin, but if a bunch of them come back, could mean trouble for us. Also, we'd pay you quite handsomely for bringing him back here. He had a magical sword that I myself was quite fond of, and I will pay you handsomely for bringing it back to me. Hey, you. How about you drop that? Thug there. He looks at Tunguska. You still have the guys.
Oh, I mean, okay.
Great. And then they both just like go ragdoll to the ground. They're like lying on the ground, kind of bleeding. And he says, "So, we have ourselves a little arrangement, or am I gonna have to run out of here screaming, crying like a baby?"
Payment sounds nice, but there's one very important thing I need to know.
And what is that?
Who lives at House 27?
And he sort of like counts on his fingers. He's like,
Like, pull out the little
"Oh,
note.
that's that crazy old priestess where no one wants to go to their house. She's always causing trouble for us. Don't pay her no mind at all."
Is she single?
And then he says, "Well, she's so old, I reckon all of her friends that she has in this town have long since died. So go for it, old timer."
Thank you. I give him a little pat.
Ugh.
Do you sort of walk out, or do you walk out and go, talk to the lady, or do you stay with your buds?
Oh, no, I'll stay with the buds. Yeah.
All right, great. So, Zane,
Yes.
you hear all of this transpiring from the back. What do you do?
Well, first, could I take a quick Arcana check just to see if I know anything about these wands?
Sure. Are you
yeah.
well versed in the magical arts?
Not particularly, although I have seen a couple of wands in my life, so
Sure.
maybe I'll be able to ID
Roll
them.
an
but
Arcana check.
I have low hopes. 21.
Okay, great. One of them is a wand of magic missile, and one of them is a wand of darkness. They
Okay.
both get. They are both in pretty bad condition. They've not been stored properly. They both have 1 charge a day.
Okay. All right. Yes. I've seen these back in the house back at home, and then I put them in my pocket, and I walk out, expecting a brawl, but it seems like everything's died down. So I'll say, Ominari, good to see you again. What's going on? Seems like you solved all this.
I think most of it actually belongs to Tunguska, and a little bit to Agatha, too. You should have seen their Whirlwind of Death.
Oh,
It was,
well done.
The new special.
it was quite interesting, actually. And this one here, I taught him how to properly get out of a headlock.
Oh,
And
well done.
I even got some information about the someone in town.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Well,
perhaps a new friend.
I'm going to look at the leader guy. I'm going to say, what's your name?
It says, "My name is Bragic."
Ah, Brad.
I know, strange name. Father was Orcish. He wanted to give me an Orcish name.
Ish. I mean, really, like ish.
Like
Oh, I've never
orcish-ish,
heard
I would
that
say.
joke before.
Well, what business did your men have attacking us like that? We didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
It says, "Look, You're bringing up ancient history there, kid. Past is the past. I'm offering you a job on behalf of my men's poor behavior.
Excuse me. Do not call me kid, please. I am a grown adventurer. I am old.
He says,
Oh, you're not even in your 200s yet, are you?
Hey, shh, shh, shh.
Just a
Not even in
child.
his 200s yet.
I'm blushing a lot.
You know more about metal and coins than I do. We're gonna reward you handsomely. Like, is he gonna make us look pretty, or is he gonna give us money? I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, what exactly is rewarding handsomely mean? Because I like to think that we're all pretty handsome.
Money.
Great. So he chuckles at that and he says, well, despite my cohort's attempt to steal your gold, we're actually quite well situated. You know, wealth begets more wealth and all that. I feel that we could make some interesting things happen with that sword that assassin had there. So we're willing to pay you, I'm going to say, 2,000 gold for it.
I checked to make sure my gold is still on my person, all of it.
Oh, your gold's still on your person. They did not get a chance to grab it.
I already checked their gold for a second. I want to make sure there isn't 2,000 gold missing from our bags.
There is not 2,000 gold missing from your bags. All of your coin pouches are intact.
Good.
Great. And he says, now, if you don't mind, I'd like a bit of privacy so I can cry a little bit about the state of my gang and their inability to fend off 4 adventurers, he says as he
3
eyes
plus an old
them.
man.
And they're all just kind of like looking at the ground, rubbing the backs of their necks, kicking the dust. And he says, well, choice is yours, adventurers. Bring the sword back or don't. If you do, there'll be a nice shiny reward waiting for you. Maybe more work. I might need a little more muscle in this gang.
Let's go, guys.
Did that? Can I just cast mending on some of the objects that have been broken in this tussle? Just because I don't like to see things broken as a cleric of the forge.
Mend
I
a
like
chair,
to fix.
mend a table, mend a
Mend
tankard.
a table. Yeah, no, that's my whole thing. I like to fix.
How
Very
about
nice.
a broken heart?
Huh?
Can you mend a broken heart? No, forget it.
No, that's a whole different kind of healing. I don't have
Alright.
that spell slot yet.
Oh, we can talk about it. It's my backstory.
Great. So, do you guys all head out of the tavern at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go out singing. That's the hokey pokey. That's the hokey.
Very nice. So, Ominari, the older woman, the ancient old lady who spoke to you before, she is outside having herself a bit of a laugh, and she kind of just gives you guys like a chuckling slow clap. Like, oh, that was very good. I've been waiting to see that for some time.
Oh, you like that, eh?
Says quite a lot. And she says, now, I can see you're all new to this town. What do they call you? Let's start with you, handsome.
Oh.
Oh, oh, sorry.
Oh, oh, you? Oh, him? Oh.
Awkward.
Her?
Yes, I'm talking to you, the person I
Ah.
told to come by to speak of some important matters.
Ooh.
I got her number earlier. House number. Yes, they call me Ominari. That's all you need to know. And what do we call ourselves now, gang?
Oh, is that? Are we a gang now?
Is that a thing? Well, I call myself Agatha. I call you all friends, but I call everyone friends. And
Yes.
I don't know. And that one's Tunguska. That one's Zane.
We need a name for our gang, though. We can't. We aren't.
I kind of like just the friends, honestly.
The friends. Oh, what a lovely group of adventurers. Heroes, even. She says, seeing you all handily dispatch these bandits makes me think that you might be able to possibly do me a favor.
Oh, yes.
She says, you see, I am a purveyor of scrolls, and I'm known to sell a scroll or two. I
Oh.
have quite a lucrative order from the next town down. However, I hardly think that I, an old lady, am suited to traversing these dangerous roads on my own. She says, I would very much appreciate it if you were to bring these scrolls to Leyland, the next town down the road for me. If you did, the magic shop owner there would reward you quite well, perhaps with magic scrolls, perhaps with potions,
Ooh.
perhaps
They have
with...
weapons.
Oh, the magic store may have a weapon or two.
Oh, I like me some magic weapons.
She says, well, it seems that your dwarvish friend, I've piqued their interest with the prospect of a magic weapon or two.
Mostly just some fine craftsmanship. Yeah.
And she says, well, if you're interested in taking up my request, I'll be waiting over at House 27 on the edge of Town Square. And she sort of canes her way off. So you guys are sort of there out in front of the sleeping giant. There are no more stragglers out there. There are no more leerers or loiterers. So you guys kind of have a bit to yourselves.
Oh, Minardi, pick your jaw up.
Luckily for the beard, we can't see it. Is the direction of Leylon in the same direction this little red-eyed creature went that ran away earlier?
They actually went in entirely different directions, opposite directions. Just to share my screen there a bit and illustrate this for you. You guys are at Phandalin, right? There is a bit of brush surrounding Phandalin, and that sort of connects or leads to this wooded area up here. Leyland is farther down the King's Road, so you'd have to go back up the Tribord Trail and head down the King's Road where you guys initially met.
Yes.
So, I mean, where would you guys prefer to head, or would you guys prefer to stay in Phandalin and sort of enjoy being the rulers of the roost, as it were?
I think everyone probably knows what my vote is. Definitely happy to seek some scrolls, but Zane, what are your thoughts?
Well, to be completely honest with you, I don't know if I trust either of them. I think we should be careful, no matter which one we choose, if we are to take either of these missions. Although I think the
Wise
safer
words,
one...
actually.
Well, thank you. I like to think so. Yes, I think the safer option would most likely be this older woman, as much as I hate to give my great uncle any kind of satisfaction.
Making the bold choice to play it safe. I can appreciate that.
What do you think, Agatha?
I personally don't like dealing too much with ruffians. So, and I always love to see myself some craft. I want to study the craft and seeing weapons and just helping people. I like to help people. So I think that's exciting most of all.
Great. Tunguska?
Turn to Tunguska.
I don't care.
Fair enough.
Very nice. So, I'm assuming by way of vote, you guys are all heading down to House 27? Great. So, I would like for Agatha to make an insight check here.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you guys head over to this woman's house. She already has like a large backpack stuffed to the brim with scrolls waiting for you. She's like, I knew you'd come by. You're all true heroes, and I appreciate that. Willing to help an old scrollist with her enterprise.
You are young compared to me.
She says, yes, I'm sure. And then she says, now, listen, these cannot get wet, they cannot get torn, and most importantly, don't let any sort of fire near them. This should be a simple enough mission, but I can't risk my neck or the neck of a less experienced person on the chance that somebody might try and steal these scrolls, because they are altogether quite valuable.
Is there anybody that you're expecting to try to steal these scrolls?
She says, no, but you know how things are these days. The King's Road is rife with bandits. It's well paved, which makes it quite attractive to brigands and ruffians. Even this gang here that was plaguing this town until you dispatched of them until you disposed of them was they make that most of their money off of petty highwaymanship.
Well, if it means losing my neck so that we could have met, it would have been worth it, my dear.
Good golly gosh.
Ugh.
I turned to Zane and give him a wink, like I still got it.
I turn away and pretend I didn't see that.
Great. So who's going to carry this backpack as you guys head off?
Not it.
I'll do it.
Very nice. So Agatha, you take the rucksack full of scrolls, you heft it over your shoulder, and you guys, well, another thing I'd like to know is how are you guys getting to Leyland? Are you guys going to take the road, or are you going to take another route? I'm going to bring up the map again so that you guys can have a look.
How far is the journey if we travel on the road?
By road, this is maybe a 2-day journey.
Okay.
So would you guys prefer take the road? It is a bit of a roundabout way to get there.
It's true. Are those like hills between, like directly between us?
Yes, it's very hilly and grassy there. It's been thrown around town that this is a somewhat dangerous route. Many a ferocious beast has been known to hide out in the hills surrounding Phandalin.
Well, would you rather risk it with bandits or with beasts?
The beasts?
Either
great.
or. I don't have a preference. It looks like we're gonna be fighting either way.
Very well.
So,
Lead the way, Zane.
Zane, are you going to be leading the way through this hilly grassland wilderness?
Indeed, I will. I will take the steed of leader. I will be the trailblazer throughout this dangerous wilds.
There's wind blowing in your hair.
Goodness.
Yes,
There's
there is.
always wind blowing in his hair.
Always. Part of my brand.
Gorgeous.
It's actually quite impressive. Even when we're indoors, there's wind blowing in his hair.
Oh yes, always.
I thought of a theme song for us guys while we travel.
Oh, I would love to hear that.
You guys ready?
Please.
So no one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you're broke, your love life's DOA. It always seems you're stuck in second gear when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year.
All right.
This lovely tune echoes throughout the grassy hills, which are a pain in the butt to walk up and down, but actually quite beautiful. When you when you reach the crest of the hill, you can see the sea just off in the distance. And as you hit the valley in between each hill, you get a bit of a feeling of dread. You can see here and there in the sort of valleys between these hills, a femur here, a finger bone there. But God, that view at the top of the hill is just pristine. What is everyone doing as they are following Zane, who is very expertly leading the way?
I asked Zane, yeah, can I, hold on. Sorry, Mr. Zane, can I touch your dagger? It's important.
What? What are you talking about?
Can I touch your dagger? Can I see your weapon?
I very cautiously pull out the silver dagger that I just got.
Okay.
Hold it out.
And then I touch it and I give it a +1 and I hand it back and it said, should be a little nicer, at least until I go to sleep next, because that's how my magic works.
Looks quite a bit shinier.
Oh,
Oh.
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course, that's what friends do for each other.
Gosh, that felt weird saying that.
Now, Omanari, what are you doing as you guys are traversing through this hillland?
I think I'm definitely singing along with Tunguska, learning his new theme song for our group.
Very nice.
I'll be there for you.
Doesn't it make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside? I feel like we're just so close.
Oh, the greatest of friends.
There's no way we can afford this hotel that we stay in, though.
Yeah, how are we just here? Do we have jobs? What's going on?
Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going. Is that a fever?
So, as you guys are making your way through the grasslands, the sun has set and it is now nighttime. Would you guys like to press on? Would you guys like to make camp? Where would you make camp?
How long have we been traveling at this point?
This point you've been traveling for, I want to say, an hour and a half, long enough for Tunguska and Ominari to get tired of, for their throats to tire from continuous singing.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna turn around and say, I think we should find a safe place to set up camp, everyone.
Great.
Yes, I could go for that.
Who is going to determine that and how?
Are there trees around, or is it just hills?
So at this point, you guys are in the middle of this hill end here. You can see the foothills of the mountains where the grass very abruptly stops. I'm going to say maybe 20 minutes to the south. And you see that if you travel another hour to the west, that you will make it to the King's Road, which its white pavement is very distinct in the twilight. So, I mean, you have a couple options here. You can camp in the grasslands. You can actually head closer to the mountains, or you can try to make it to the road.
Why not just stay where we are? We got a nice little view at the top of the hill, except for when we go on the bottom, there's a lot of bones. And then we go to the top, and then we go to the bottom. But I like the hills.
Top of the hills sound nice.
Yeah, I would agree.
Great. So, what is everybody going to be eating or preparing for today?
I think we have some apples left over, right?
Oh yes.
For apples. Very
Oh,
nice.
oh yeah, I'll have some apples.
More jerky and bread, of course. Classics.
Oh yes.
Very good. All right. So, as you guys sort of settle down and camp atop this hill, it's a little bit chillier. The wind is strong from the sea, almost threatens to blow out the fire a couple times. No, that's not a fart joke. Great. And what are you guys like telling stories? Are you singing your new theme song? What are you playing cards? Is Ominari teaching everybody cards? What's going on?
I don't know if you could call it teaching as much as fleecing, but if anyone wants to play some cards, I'd be happy. Happy to teach you. Yes, teach.
What I'm gonna do is I'm going to do my channel divinity, and I'm going to do the artisan's blessing. So it's an hour-long ritual that crafts a non-magical item that is some sort of metal that I want. So I am going to make just a little I'm just going to make a bunch of cups and cutlery for everyone so we can have a nice little feast after today's hike. And while I'm doing it, I'm talking to Moradin. I say, "Are you there, Moradin? It's me, Agatha. Gee, did I have a big, busy day today? You know, I think I'm finally making friends for the first time that aren't, that aren't metal and stone. And it's nice to talk to people with pulses. And we did a lot of stuff. So anyway, thank you and please help me make some cups. Bye."
He says, "I'll make those cups for you in a right jiffy. If you've got someone to talk to, that means that you'll be cutting your time talking to me by about 50%, and I'm all for that."
Wow.
That sounds fair.
All right. So he makes you your cutlery and your dining set very quickly in half the time that it would have taken normally.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's dwarven.
What is everybody else doing here?
Moradin made it for you. No big deal.
Great.
Dane, what are you doing to pass the time? Sorry.
Me? Oh,
Yes.
Passing the time, I'm just going to be chatting to Ominari about, when he thinks my parents will loosen up enough to let us go back home. I enjoy adventuring a lot, but I think it's about time.
Well, as you well know, your parents and I are not on great terms. Most of the family I'm not on great terms with. So it's hard to say. But I would just focus on the task at hand rather than on the past and worrying about returning home, and find home on the road for now.
I knew you would say something like that.
What do you got waiting for you at home that you're so eager to get back to, Zane?
Well, I mean, back at home is everything. It's all I've ever known. I got exiled because, well, I'm, as the son of a noble, I'm expected to have a lot of responsibilities, and I don't take those extremely seriously. So I think that back at home is just comfort. I don't know. Out here, everyone is mean and smelly and dirty and just not the way that I like it.
Believe
Here to
me.
give us. Sorry.
Decadence is a fleeting thing. I know you're young and you don't understand it yet, but someday you'll understand.
Great.
I hope you're right.
And what about you, Tunguska? What have you been doing while we're waiting for the apples to finish baking?
I'm carving a piece of wood and eating the shavings because I don't want let anything go to waste. I'm very keen on recycling. I'm carving a little statuette of a bulette, which is a creature that is also known as the land shark. I used to have a pet bulette named Chet, and I miss him, and he's gone. He dug a tunnel one day and never came back.
Sad. As a matter of fact, you're really thinking about your childhood quite a bit because we are not so far from where you grew up. You grew up in the Sword Mountains with the orc tribes there. Have you been reminiscing a little bit more about your home? Have you been telling people stories from home? Are you interested in going home?
No, they're kind of jerks there. They weren't very nice to me because they called me tiny because I was smaller and I was only a half orc. So I was like, whatever, you guys suck. And then my Violette left, and then my mom was like, go take out the garbage. And I said, no, and I got real mad and I left. Maybe I should have taken out the garbage, but maybe she was speaking more metaphysically. I'm thinking like make things better, the world a better place. So I'm trying to do that, but I'm thinking I kind of just mom.
The metaphorical garbage.
Are you the metaphorical garbage?
Are you correcting my grammar now? Like right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. Looking for a way to kind of not hurt his feelings. I say that is the most beautiful chicken ornament I've ever seen. It looks so lifelike.
I appreciate the effort, but I'm gonna have to turn away right now. Around every now and then.
Look, now you've upset him. You've insulted his rooster statue.
I just turn around and sing, I'll be there for you, Tunguska.
Really?
Yes, you have my word, Tunguska.
It's a bulette. It's a land shark.
Oh, it's a bulette.
Oh, I
I'm
was going to say it.
so
It was a very nice
sorry.
bear sculpture.
Yes.
I see it now. No, I see it. I was looking at
Oh,
it
no,
from the
no,
wrong
no, I
angle.
see it. Yeah.
Those are the eyes right there. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. It's got the
Yeah.
leg. It's got a leg.
does.
Cookies, okay? I'm gonna need some cookies. I'm good, thanks.
Okay,
I'll
all of
flavor
a
some
sudden,
apples to taste like cookies.
you guys feel a bit of rumbling beneath your feet and beneath your seats. And the fire that you are all around sort of gets sucked into the ground. Whoop. Apples and all.
Well, I did not expect that.
Chat?
The top of this dune is getting quite a bit flatter. And now it's starting to sort of cave in. And out the other side erupts a bulette. Guys, I kid you not, I was actually going to have you fight one of these. So
Oh my god.
Oh, that's what it's supposed to be. I kind of see what it looks like now. Oh,
Great.
when
Yep,
you, when you
You
close the one eye and you look at it, and then
Oh,
close
see
the
the
other eye and
resemblance.
you
you
look at it.
see the bulette
that actually is quite
erupt
lifelike.
out of the side of the hill, and you guys find yourselves all like disoriented in this newly made crater that used to be a hilltop. And Tunguska, you know it's Chet, baby.
Come here, Wookie, Wookie, Wookie. Oh, Wookie, 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 Wookie.
Oh, roll an animal handling check with disadvantage. This is gonna be like that video with the dudes and the lion.
Oh god.
Oh, no!
Disadvantage.
Yes.
Can I cast guidance on you? I clap you on the shoulder and you say, "You got this, buddy."
What, I
All
already
right,
extra
roll
D4,
that.
is that what it is?
I'll allow you to do it
Yeah.
retroactively. Yeah, roll the d4.
Oh, God.
Tears in my eyes. I can't see my screen.
Oh,
15 is the lowest score.
Okay, very nice. So, what do you do to sort of entice Chet over to you?
I know he doesn't like to be approached too quickly, so I sit down on the ground and I hold out my hands and I take off my helmet because that scares him. And I say, Chet, come here to daddy, come on.
How many years has it been?
Come on. 5.
Okay, nice. I'm going to. So the Bulette stops for a second and sort of like sniffs the air around you, and then roars in his adorable Chet-like voice. A little deeper now, but still the same land shark under there. He sort of starts to edge near you, but then he roars at your friends who are like right behind you.
Hey guys, seriously, don't move, don't breathe, don't say anything, and if you have any gas, hold it in. He hates that so much. Quietly now.
His scales are like bristling a little bit. They've like raised off the top of his back. You can tell he's on guard, but he starts edging his way over towards you again. Make another animal handling check. No disadvantage this time.
15.
All right. He sniffs at you and comes a little bit closer. He recognizes your scent.
Yeah, see? And I hold out the handle to my axe because he always likes to chase it. And I'm like, okay, you ready? Go get it. And I throw it as far as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Great. It dives into the ground, and you can see that all of the hills around you in this region of the hilly area have flat tops. Some of them are sort of caved in the same way. But yeah, you see him like about 50 feet out, just erupt from the ground, catch your axe handle before it hits the ground, and just like brings it back, drops it at your feet, and starts wagging its little land shark butt in excitement because it needed to grow. Couldn't grow in your house. Obviously, it's bigger than your house now. Yeah, Chet's back, and Chet and Tunguska have been reunited.
Um,
I'm so glad you guys are here to see this. This is Chet. We just.
This is amazing.
this is rather uncanny how quickly this happened.
yes.
It's almost as
Um,
if you were just talking about it and then it just suddenly came out of the ground.
Yeah.
It's safe to be around.
By human standards or orc standards?
Will I die if I'm around this animal?
Good chance.
Ah,
Just stay with
You've never been great at training Chet. He just liked you, so he hung around you.
If you have food, keep it to yourselves hidden. I can carry it for you. Just don't like pull it out. Don't make any fast movements. No, like I said, no farting and no belching. That's a really important one. Other than that, you're good.
Great. So, Agatha, how you feeling about all this? As a dwarf who has lived underground for some time, you must have some feelings or experiences or something with. Have you ever had an encounter with a Bulette?
I'm not sure because I don't think I left the mountain very much, if at all. Most of the time, really, I just spent I didn't have many friends, and I just kind of spent most of the time talking to my buddy Moradin and perfecting the craft. And people cut up to me and they would say, Agatha, can you make me armor? Well, I won't pay you because we're such good friends and you'll have exposure. And I'll say, yeah, and then they never talk to me again. But I'm like, I'm just happy to do it for exposure. I don't know what that is. And then I would just talk to Moradin. So it's so nice seeing all these things and seeing all of these people. And I guess Bulettes too, although I don't really know what they are.
Great.
That was a long-winded thing. That's, yeah.
So you see that this Bulette leaves in its wake freshly tilled earth. And in the freshly tilled earth, it sort of churns up all sorts of good stuff from, sort of below the shallow surface. You
Like
see some
what?
interesting. You see some interesting stones. You see some like what must be a vein of coal that it shattered through and brought some of the deposits to the surface, as well as an interesting looking yellow stone, a naturally forming gem to be sure.
Oh, can I make some kind of intelligence check about this?
Absolutely.
All right. Is the dwarven intelligence thing just based on stone cutting or gems?
I would say it applies to gems as well.
Okay. So will I be adding my proficiency? I'm sorry.
Yes.
17.
All right. Yeah, that's a piece of zircon. It's not magical, but it's a quite valuable gem that is used in, creating magical items and what have you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just a glistening yellow chunk of zircon the size of your fist.
Ooh,
Your dirty, dirty fist.
my dirty, dirty fist.
Great. Ominari, how are
Yes.
you feeling about all of this? This very
Just-
dangerous beast.
Really trying to hold in any flatulence. As an old man, that is probably the most difficult thing. Sudden movements, not a problem. Making loud noises, not a problem. Holding in a fart, it's quickly becoming a problem.
Aye. Roll a Constitution save with advantage.
Right. Constitution save +2.
Oh, Minari, I've seen that face
With
before.
advantage, a 7.
Oh no.
Yes,
Oh,
quickly
no.
becoming a problem.
Yeah,
do
you've
anything
seen that
rash.
face. What do you do, Zane? You've had to get him out of there before he's been able to
Oh,
rip
yes.
one. And
I've seen this face before. I'm going to say, Ominari, it's time for our private discussion tonight. And then I'm going to walk over to him and say, over there, right? On the
Yes.
other side of this hill.
Over
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Yes.
And then I'm going to push him
Some
along
moves.
quickly.
oh, he has to walk.
Oh, I'll say,
no.
When Goska says, I think that's a problem. Hold on, I got this. And I rip Zane's cloak off of his back and I on his backside and say, just muffle the sound with this. And I keep walking him away.
oh
Oh,
my God.
No one else's cloak would do it. The cashmere is the only one that has the sound dampening
My
properties.
Oh God.
Oh
Oh.
no.
just like an ashamed puppy
No.
working on potty training.
No,
I
please,
just
no.
look at him like, I'm so sorry.
Ominari,
I'm just
anything.
just muffled up.
No.
I'm
Great.
so sorry.
As even the muffled sound causes Chet's scales to just like bristle up.
Okay,
Ominari-
just an old man. It's all good. Don't worry.
Great.
Zane falls
He-
on his knees with his head in his
He
hand.
calms down a bit.
Oh,
Now,
okay, I think that's the worst of it.
Tunguska, are you gonna keep him? He's quite big.
You
Much
know,
too big to.
I actually had a lot of thoughts about this. I had a lot of thoughts about this. For a long time, I thought I couldn't wait to have him back, but then I realized he's grown physically and spiritually, and so have I. And if I got a chance to see him again, I just wanted to say goodbye. I wanted to tell him I loved him, and I wanted to just give him a big hug and let him go find his way and make some little bullets. And I just wanted to know he was safe. That's all.
All right, so he seems to be getting quite attached. He's, very. He's sort of relapsed into his whelp state, where he's sort of like nuzzling against you, and he's very giddy and almost a little just happy to have the person at the. He's happy to have his pack leader back, even though bullets are not pack animals.
Well, I mean, you guys got any ideas here? I kind of want to let him just go out and live his life, Kind of getting kind of clingy.
And just have him go. Just tell him to leave.
I'll let you do. See how he reacts. 'Cause
Oh no. Oh no.
So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
I'm
Before
listening.
Zane does that, I cast Shield of Faith on him immediately.
Are you gonna pull an air,
That
bud?
goes awry.
I'm gonna stand up my absolute tallest. I'm gonna walk up right in front of the face of this bullet. I'm gonna look back at Tunguska and I'm gonna give him a thumbs up. I'm gonna say, "Don't worry about it. I got this. I'm good with animals." And then I'm gonna point my finger at him. I'm gonna say, "Get out of here. Go." I'm gonna shoot him away. I'm gonna say,
What kind of check will you roll for that?
I'm gonna roll intimidation. I'm gonna get big and actually. Oh gosh, no! My cloak is folded up neatly, ready to be laundered on the ground.
Yes.
But yes, I've got my button shirt and my nice suit jacket on. So I'm standing in front of this guy, in front of this bulette, and I'm gonna try to intimidate it.
I fear I'm going to lose 2 friends today.
6.
Oh, no.
Man. Yeah, the bulette does not like you. It bares its teeth and it prepares to lunge at you and attack. Anybody?
I would like to cast Expeditious Retreat if possible and get right in the middle and just give him a little slap and just start going. Just start booking. Try to
All
divert
right.
the attention away from Zane.
Wait,
And you've got your
you
plus
give the
2 to
bulette a
AC
slap.
as well.
Yes, the bullet slap. Yes.
Okay, and
Distract
you're
him.
carrying Zane. Great. Make an athletics saving throw.
Oh.
The old adage goes, never slap a bullet.
Tunguska, this is the last time you're going to let your emotions almost
The
get me.
natural 20.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Oh.
Your paternal instincts kick in. You just grab him. His cloak is folded neatly on the ground. Do you grab his cloak too?
Yeah, let's bring the cloak with him.
Great. And you guys just book off over the hills, and this is a very easy sprint for you. Where are you going to go, Minar? Are you going to go to the King's Road, south to the mountains, straight through to, or are you going to keep running over the foothills a little bit longer to directly to the town of Leylon?
Yep, straight towards the town, I think. Just start
Great.
running.
Chet is losing it. What do you guys do, Agatha and Tunguska?
That's bad. That's bad.
Follow them. I'll take care of this and meet you on the other side.
Okay.
Hopefully
And-
not the other side of their side, but maybe.
Yeah, I hope it's not the other side too. So I'm just gonna book it. I'm gonna book it. Good luck, Tunguska.
All right.
As she
Chet's
feels
roaring
the
and stomping.
Tunguska goes from behind the hill, flying up in the air, and he says, "Calm down, sweetheart."
Great. So yeah, as you run off to follow Ominari, you see Tunguska getting flung up in the air. So Tunguska, what are you going to do to calm Chet from his rage? He raged like this when he was just a whelp as well. As a matter of fact, that was what first caused him to run away, was that he went into a rage and he just dug into the ground and you never really saw him again.
Well, I had to sing to him.
What was his favorite song?
I don't know, you guys. I need a song. Help me out.
The perfect bullet song.
The DuckTales theme song.
Mm.
Oh yeah. Start again. I heard the beginning.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duck.
Cocktails.
There's aeroplane. It's a duck's blur. His eyes of his
Da-da-da.
history. Land shark.
Very nice. Roll a
Let's imagine we're having a
performance
little
check
montage.
with
Like,
advantage.
Okay. A performance check. I have a +3 in performance. Thank you very much. How do I have for a +3? I don't have a +3 in performance. I don't know where that came from. So I'm
No.
just going to leave that out. And here we go. 12.
You
Sorry,
got
12,
advantage.
13.
With advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, with advantage. I'm
Yes.
so sorry. Oh, sorry. 20.
Okay, so you actually do have a +3 in performance. So put that right back.
Okay.
Because you have made so many songs for the group. It would not make sense for you to not have a performance check. You can stay in key,
Oh,
unlike Ominari.
I have a gladiator background. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
There you go. So wait, so the +3 was legitimate.
Yes.
So you have a +4.
Great.
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, Chet starts to sort of calm down, hearing his lullaby from childhood. He's no longer burrowing into the ground and making the ground explode beneath you, out of spite. He is going to sleep, curling up in a little ball among one of his piles of bones.
I leave my little statue of him next to him, and I slowly back away, saying, "I just
Very nice. And you get out of there?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Tears flowing down.
So Ominari, you carried Zane to the town gates very swiftly. And as you guys sort of pop out of your warp speed, you hear from atop the gates, "Who goes there at this hour? This is the township of Leyland. Make your identity and your business known."
Oh, Minari's just winded. Just
My name is Zane Marshfellow. I am here with my great uncle and my traveling companion. We are here on important business.
Marshfellow, eh? You ain't none of the Marshfellows I've ever heard about.
Ah, well, I'm an heir.
You aren't trying to pull my leg to get preferential treatment, are you? You could get hanged for that, you know?
I say no, and how dare you insinuate that I am not who I say I am? If you need proof, come down and get it. I have it right here, and I pull
What
out
is
my
that?
I pull out my papers that say I am a Marshfellow. In fact, my
And he
nobility
looks at them, he
papers.
says, "Well, you are a Marshfellow, in fact." He says, "Tell me, about how old are you, youngin'?"
I say I am. Let me see exactly how old I am. I am 132 years old, my friend.
Oh, and he's a human, so he sort of like pales. He's like, "Oh, well, my mistake, sir." And he says, "It would appear that your sister, Eliza, is at her estate here at Leyland. Would you
Oh.
like me to call her for you?
No, please.
Have a bit of a reunion?"
Anything but that. Thank you. I would like to be here and leave without her ever knowing I was here. And I look back at Ominari. I'm like, have you met my sister before?
I don't think we've had the pleasure, but perhaps a reunion would be good. Be good
No,
for.
oh gosh, she's quite a pill. She used to put salt in my sugar shaker when I was making tea. It was terrible.
Ah, yes. Classic sibling rivalry. We would love to see the young woman. Ominari says to the guard.
Great. Agatha catches up to you guys.
Oh, what I miss.
Hello, Agatha. My sister is here.
Oh, your sister. Oh, how nice. Oh, I bet you're excited to see her.
Please don't sound so excited.
Oh, that must be so exciting.
Where's
for you.
Tunguska?
I'm excited. Oh, hopefully not being eaten by a bullet. How are you?
Me, I'm fine. I was just carried a mile and a half, but other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah, hopefully he's not being eaten. I heard singing when I was leaving, so hopefully it was going well.
Ah, good.
Is it nighttime still? Or
It is nighttime.
all right.
So,
Oh,
Sorry?
Sorry. No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was gonna say, should we go look for Tunguska now, or should we wait until the morning and just assume he's gonna be fine?
you hear him. Are you? What's going on with you, Tunguska, as you're going along, catching up to the rest of the friends?
I am utterly silent. I'm walking with my horns down slowly, and I just quietly join them. And that's it.
Great. Yeah, he's looking a little crestfallen there. So, as you guys head into the town, luckily, the person who owns the scroll shop is a bit of a night owl. So you guys are given your 2,000 gold and thanked very graciously. by the scroll owner. He says, yes, come back in the morning and I'll get you sorted out with anything that you may need. And he then, closes the door behind you. He hands you each a handy 500 gold. Yes. So where are you guys going to be staying the night? Are you going to be staying in the inn? There is only one inn in Leyland. Or are you going to be, partaking of Elisa's hospitality?
Yes, we have an estate in the family in town.
Tunguska,
Just
Zane's got a
be
sister.
careful when you take the sugar.
Yes, I will. I'm going to check my beds for spiders before I sleep.
I do that every night anyway.
Yes,
So-
would you two like to stay with my sister as well?
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice, I think. Yeah, Tunguska. Don't you think that would be nice?
Everyone
yes,
looks at Tunguska.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm sorry there, bud.
For the best. I need a nap.
Well,
All right. Off in the distance, you can swear
get
that
you
you
in a
hear a
bed.
howl, the sad howl of a bulette echo over the dunes.
oh goodness.
All right. So do you guys bring this crying orc?
Come
Um,
now. I do like a grapple, but without trying to hurt him. I think they call it a hug.
Oh.
All right. Does everybody else come in on this non-lethal grapple?
Oh, I do a non-lethal grapple. Is that a
Yes.
strength check?
Begrudgingly.
No, that's a heart check.
I squeeze.
check.
I squeeze.
I get advantage on heart checks.
I squeeze Zane
Is
the
that
heart.
wisdom?
Zane gets all of his air knocked out.
All right.
Thank you.
And we're going to call that game for today. Next time, we're going to open up on you guys reuniting with Zane's sister, Elisa. I guess if you could send me some notes about your family history,
Certainly.
Zane, that would be awesome. So I could steer this in a way that you would like for it to go.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. I don't want to just be like, I don't want to just pull stuff about your family out of left field, is I guess what I'm saying.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
feel free to make up whatever as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Everyone else, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next week.
Thank you guys.
We're going to go
Bye.
See ya.
offline in 3, 2, 1.